Okay, so today I'm joined here by M and J. Just leave it at that. And they particularly know of the individual known as T. They have lots and lots of, I guess, insider knowledge on this person. We talked about him last video, and today we're gonna get some. We're gonna ask these people a few things. If you guys don't mind, maybe go ahead and share your experiences with tea in general.
Um, so my experience with T, it was um kind of odd. So I like with because I was dating him before. I rabbit trail a lot, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
When we first started dating, I told him multiple times I didn't want like sexual jokes, and he would do it a lot, and he would say like a bunch of stuff that just made me uncomfortable in many different ways. um like that was one thing. Another thing he did was um like he would like openly say like I would do this for someone because I did it to him and stuff, which would have never done. Basically, in our whole relationship, he was what my friend said was abusive and stuff. Like I tell him I'm sorry for stuff, and he'd be like, "No, you're not. No, you're not. Oh, you're not." And I told my friend that, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, that's abusive. You can't be doing that. You can't have be in a relationship like that." um, he also I don't know if I'm uh one thing he did do was he pressurized me myself into doing something that told him multiple times like I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this because this just I don't want to do this because it doesn't seem like something I would do. And like what if it goes online? What if you post about it or something like that? I don't know. And he told me if I didn't do it, he was just gonna leave. Like just leave. So I ended up doing it, and he kept telling me to do it again, and I told him no, and he ended up just ignoring me for the rest of the day after that. um, and that same night, we ended up breaking up because of that incident.
If I may ask, how did you two initially meet?
Hmm?
How
Can
did
you
you
repeat
two
that?
initially meet? Like,
Um, when we first met, we were in a murder drones world, and we were just talking like normal stuff, and then the second day, that's when I realized that's when he told me that he liked me and stuff, which I thought was weird at first because we only met for 2 days, but that's like how we both met.
And if I may ask, were there any sexual images? Were there like any DMs where he would like send you maybe very very inappropriate pictures of himself, anything like that?
Not like during text, but during calls. Like there was one time where I was eating a protein bar, and I said, "Oh my gosh, I love protein bars. I wish you could have another one." And he showed me something. He was like, "You can have this one," and I kind of just no. And that's I guess that's what started making me feel like I don't want to really be in a relationship anymore with this guy.
when he met you, like when you both met, because seeing now he says he's 17, but before apparently he was 11. Did he
in
tell you
his
that first, or did
in his
you?
bio it said that he was 17, and when I went to go friend him cuz I thought he was cool and stuff, he said, "Oh yeah, how old are you?" And he was like, "I'm 11 by the way." And I was like, "Oh, I'm this age." And he was like, "Oh, okay." And that's kind of like how we became friends after that. I didn't think it was a big deal at the time cuz it wasn't like super big of an age gap. It was only like 1 or 2 years, I think. But hearing that he's like supposedly like 17 or 16, I'm like, that's weird. That's kind of weird hearing it, because he could have just told me. But I think he did it just so he could like date me, because when we did end up dating, he said that he liked me because I was nice and because my voice was attractive, and I was, ooh.
Have you told any of your other close friends? Like, do they know anything about him?
Yeah, my when I first introduced him to my other friends, they thought he was cool until he started making jokes that made them uncomfortable. Like, he made racist jokes, he made sexist jokes and stuff. And that made my friends uncomfortable. They were like, "You need to talk to him about this, because this is not okay. He can't be doing this. That's just wrong for his age." And eventually, when I told them all the stuff that was happening, like what he was doing during our relationship, they were like, "Yeah, that's not good," and stuff.
Right. Another question. Did he ever mention anything like planning to meet you personally or anything like that?
No, he never mentioned anything of it. He did mention where he lived, though, but I'm not going to say that because it's social media and
Understandable.
stuff.
Yes, yes, of course.
And if I could just say, have you maybe went to the police about this? Like maybe told maybe a parent or any type of authority about him?
I have told my sister about it. I told her the stuff that he was doing and how I ended up leaving, and he made it sort of a big deal about it. Like, I tried to explain to him why I wanted to leave, and he said, "Oh, I guess you're just leaving me because this and that." And then eventually, when I did tell him that I wanted to, like I just said I want to break up, he was like, "Oh, fine." And he said something, and I was like, "This is so cringy and stuff." But and then before he left, because I told him I wanted to keep each other blocked, he was like, "Fine, I'm going to myself." And he'd done that a lot. He makes a lot of those types of jokes, which personally I'm not a big fan of. If you make those jokes, I'm just not going to handle that. I'm not going to deal with that.
Well, those types of jokes are usually meant to basically mentally gaslight the other person, so we're very
Yeah,
glad you chose to leave
Yeah.
him and block him.
yeah, and that's coming from people like us who've experienced that, you know, who've been around people like that before.
Yeah. He told me before that he was, and I tried to talk him out of it, because one night he did tell me that he was going to do it, and I told him like, "No, please don't," and stuff. And he something that made me upset was he made a deal with me, and he was like, "If I don't have a good day tomorrow, then I'm going to do it. If I do have a good day, I'm not going to." And that put a lot of pressure on me, because he was homeschooled, I'm assuming, and I was in school. So I didn't know if my school time would get in way between that with each other.
Yeesh. And
Yeah.
and what else would he do? Like, what else? What other kind of ways would he, kind of like, I don't know, rope you back into like, feeling, I want to say, sorry for him?
Um this is one story I tell a lot of my friends about him, like, to just spread awareness, because it scared me so bad. So one time we were on call, and at the time I didn't know what was going on in his family life, but he told me his dad like punched him somewhere, and I was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry that happened." And he was really mad. This is what started to scare me a little bit. He started punching things when he got mad, and that's understandable, but I don't feel like you should be in a relationship with someone who's going to punch things whenever they get mad, because it's not good. Eventually he left the call. He came back in the call, and he was in his kitchen. He grabbed a knife, and it looked really sharp, and he just started like gliding it against his like wrist and swinging it around and like putting it up to his stomach. And I told him to stop because that's dangerous and you could actually hurt yourself. And he just told me that he was ready to do it, that he didn't want to be here anymore. And a few minutes later, he was writing stuff down because I guess he couldn't quote unquote talk. Um, and he wrote down, "How does it feel that you just got pranked?" And he started laughing. It was like he was laughing at my personal, like my fear, because that's a big fear I have is just people doing that.
Did you know prior that it was a big fear of yours before doing it, or
I
just
told him
randomly?
I told him before that that was like one of my fears. Like I didn't like when people did that, but it seemed like he still did it because he just like I don't know, just because he felt like it and felt like that I would stay or something like that.
Okay.
Okay. Has he ever tried, ever since you blocked each other, has he ever tried to reach out to you?
He reached out to me once. Actually reached out to me like twice, but the other message I deleted, and it was the same day we broke up with each other. He messaged like, "I hope you have a good life and stuff, and goodbye." And I was just like, "Oh, I don't know what to say about this." And the other time he messaged me was like something about, um, "I'll see you in heaven" and stuff. And I got a little bit scared about that because even if I wasn't like dating him at the time, I still don't like when people do that. It like scares me generally.
Okay, so from my understanding, he basically used a lot of guilt tripping in the relationship, a lot of,
Yeah.
A lot.
like, I
A lot
feel
of.
he was a more abusive person,
Yeah.
and it appears he's also lied about his age.
Mm.
And another thing to note is that it seems like he comes from maybe in an abusive environment. Now this is just
Yeah.
I'm not gonna assume anything, but from what he said about his father, it kind of has that effect. It does have
He
that effect
said,
on people, which I'm
yeah.
not defending him for in no way whatsoever, because it's still no excuse to do what you do. But you know,
Yeah.
it helps us
He,
understand
um,
where it came from.
yeah. He told me, but I didn't want to say it because I didn't know if it, like, I don't know. But he did tell me that his father was abusive and stuff. And when I told my close friends about that, because at the time we broke up, and I was like, dude, this and that, because I was upset. So I was like telling them everything. And they were like, it kind of spreads down the family, I guess. And I was like, I wouldn't want to say it like that, but I guess it kind of does, because
Has he ever threatened you in any way?
no, not that what I can remember. Um, no, he's never threatened me before. Well, yet again, I take threats like as like death threats. That's mostly what I take. But there, I don't know if this is threatening, but there were times like I said before, if I didn't want to do something he wanted to do, he would like be like, "Oh, well, I'm just gonna walk away then" and stuff.
And from what we saw, at least, he was a very sexual, or
Yeah.
I don't know how to exactly say it, but
A very like
he had like this.
hyperactively sexual.
Yeah.
Was he like
He was like
this
that.
all the time, or only occasionally?
Most of the time. Like there was one time where I was kind of just I was upset cuz all this stuff was like a lot of stuff was happening and my friend was like, "Dude, you're supposed to comfort her. You're her boyfriend." And he cuz he was sitting down himself, he made it look like he was getting under like I was sitting on his lap and stuff and he started kind of just like moving And it made me laugh at the time, but now that I think about it, I was like, what the heck? That's mostly what he did. He was always like that. He was always sexual. And I mean, I should have, like, because I should have told him, because there's a bunch of stuff I will take the blame for. Like, if there was something that he wanted to do that I didn't want to do, I would, like, be like, okay, just do it. And I would do it for him because I was afraid that he was going to leave or stuff. Also, because I have a condition that I feel like most people have heard of it before. Hypersexuality. Um, I told him that the first day we started dating, I have this, so be cautious, like, and stuff. And I feel like he used that against me in some way.
Did you tell him anything else about you, like physically or
Yeah,
mentally, any
like
conditions?
Um,
Go ahead.
like anything in specific that he like used against you.
He used hypersexuality against me. There were times where I would tell him, like, I'm just so upset, and I have, like, severe depression and stuff, and he would use that against me. He'd be like, oh, well, don't worry, I'll do this for you, I'll do that, and then he'll not ever do it. I've told my friends about that, and they said I was just being like a trophy girlfriend, where I was there to show off, so he could show his friends that, because there were multiple times where he's like, I want you to get on so I can show my friend to you and stuff. He mostly used that against me. I never fully told him about the stuff that I had. I told him that I was, yeah, I'm hypersexual, and then I told him a medical condition that I have called insulin resistance, and because at the time we were sending each other pictures of, like, how we looked and stuff, like, just generally how we looked, and he said, dang, you really have a body like a diabetic. And I was like, what? That okay, I don't know how to interact with that. But
So would you say he was very demeaning towards your appearance?
not can you explain it a little bit? I'm
Like
sorry.
like would he just like kind of be like, "Oh, why do you look like that?" Like just outright kind of insult your appearance in a way?
No. Well, actually, yeah, in some way. There were times where I would send him pictures, and I said as a joke before that I'm a little bit big and stuff. I said as a joke, knowing that I am, but I'm not, like, and he ended up taking that as, like, a joke, like, and there were times where he's like, oh my god, you're so freaking fat and stuff. And one time he compared me to a pig. He changed into a pig avatar and said, look, I'm Mel, which is a nickname, I'm fine with it, but he was like, look, I'm Mel, look. And I took a little bit of offense to that, because that hurt really bad whenever he did that.
Okay.
My bad, I had a question, but I forgot what it was.
You good, man. What else was I gonna say? Would he perhaps, what was I gonna, what was I gonna, what was I gonna say? Take advantage of you, like not like emotionally, but more so like mentally, and just be like, "Oh, you're mine. You can't get away from this."
um there were times where, because he knew I had really bad addictions, like binge eating and stuff. That's one thing I really have a bad addiction to. And there were times where I told him, like, I'm trying not to do that because it's affecting me myself in, like, weight and stuff, whatever. And he was like, oh, well, you just need to get away from that, it's not that hard and stuff. And there are times where he's like, you just can't ever stop eating, I swear, it's like every time I talk to you, you're eating and stuff. And I'm like,
I don't know if you've mentioned it before. Do you remember how long exactly you've been together?
16 days.
It's only 16 days. Oh.
Yeah.
Is there a reason why it only lasted about 16 days?
Um,
Stupid question, I know.
it's
But
okay. I was going to give him a second chance, but my friends told me that's a terrible idea. So I was like, oh, okay. And I'm glad I didn't, because he ended up going and doing it to another girl.
oh, do you?
Yeah, I'm sort of friends with her.
Okay,
Are they still together now, or did they
No,
also?
yeah,
Okay.
they also broke up.
okay, that's good.
Did it last longer than you and Tim?
No. I didn't ask her how long it lasted, but she said it didn't last as long as ours did. She knew that for sure.
Do we know if he's still active and currently doing all of that kind of stuff?
Yeah, because I've. Sorry, go on.
Sorry, but I'm pretty sure he's dating. He might be dating a 17-year-old currently. I don't know for sure because, as I said, he had blocked me after I repeatedly told his partner that he was apparently 11 when he's obviously not. But they kept on flirting with them in a blackout instance. And when they went AFK, he said that he's going to try and make them his hus. That's his exact words. And yeah, but they were 17 and had like a pretty deep voice and stuff like that. So they were definitely 17. I know that.
Oh, would you perhaps know of his current relationship, or well,
like
just
for certain, but I can probably find out within the next week. That's if he comes on.
yeah, because I've personally I've been trying to get a hold of him through VRChat. It's only been about a day, so we're hoping to maybe hear back from him soon if he ever accepts that friend request.
I knew I felt like it was an on and off relationship with him and his present girlfriend. I'm not friends with him, but I stalk a lot. So I was looking at his account one time and he said, "Oh, I'm sorry, someone walked into my room."
Oh no, it's fine.
Yeah. But he said, "Oh, I'm taken by this girl. I love her so much." And then the next 2 days, it said, "I'm taken by no one" stuff, and I was like, "Huh." And then it said that he was dating that one girl again. I was like, "Oh, this is it's quite a relationship."
Do we know how many times he's done this before? Like how many people he's
Yeah.
dragged into this?
Does he have a history? Maybe like a bit of a history with this.
I don't really know, but I do have a friend who've been trying to get a line called see if he knows them. But they know quite a lot about him because they've got like a Google Drive on him. I'm pretty sure just based on like stuff he's done. Because eventually, while he was still dating Mella, I got in contact with Mari because I was starting to become like really skeptical about his age and like the way he was acting towards other people and me. So I started getting clips and giving them to Mari, which are the clips you guys obviously have. But I'm pretty sure he might have spoke to the other people, but he doesn't seem to be responding to like invites or Discord messages or anything like that.
Oh, okay.
I'm just sorry to interrupt and stuff, but I actually have to go do something. I will still be here. I'm just gonna go do it real quick.
Okay. No, that's fine.
So I'm gonna go over there. Where?
Take it on.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Did you all three of you meet at around the same time?
Yeah.
No, I know T for like 2-3 weeks before he met Mello. I know that.
Right. He claimed he was 11 all the
Yeah.
time, but then.
But then he
Like 7. That's still like.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, when I first met him, he said he was 17 because he was in a Hasbro Hotel pilot instance that I was chilling in a friend with, looking for like obviously people to record and stuff like that. Cause obviously, as I said in DMs, I do a channel myself. But I met him and he seemed pretty chill. He was alright. Said he was streaming to like 5,000 people. He does not have a Twitch account or a Kick account at all. I've already searched it multiple times. It just doesn't come up. And then so after he told me he was 17, we talked a little while longer than I had of him. And then he went, "Oh yeah, I'm not 17 by the way. I'm actually 13. I only use that so we can get into like bars and stuff like that and Sunset Bar, which doesn't make any sense because they're always 18 plus, not 17 plus." But then after that, I was on call with him one day, and I asked him how old you are because I genuinely forgot. And this was a meta call. I said, "Oh yeah, no, I'm actually 11. I lied to you and stuff like that." I was like, "Oh, I don't believe that for a minute. You sound older than 11, like a lot older and stuff like that." And then he eventually took his headset off and like looked in the mirror through a screen recording. He did not look 11 at all. Most the youngest he looked was about 15. So that was something. On that same call, he tried to show me his, yeah, but I told him no and clicked off it.
Oh.
Do you?
That was
Of
while
course
he
you're
was
not.
dating. Yeah, I don't have any clips anyway. Yeah, but he was dating at the time, but it was before I'd even met. To be honest.
And at around what time did you and him um cut contact?
I'm still kind of in contact with him now. I still have him on my personal account, but he wasn't on for like a solid 2 weeks after him and broke up, from what I know. And I couldn't get a hold of him. I couldn't find him until he came online one day, and I asked my friends, "Yo, do you want to do a troll on this pedo?" Because I had obviously told them about it and he had seen the clips as well. I'm not talking to their friend anymore because it turned out they were like a really bad person for reasons I'd rather not say currently. But they still did a troll video on him. It was quite weird, and I don't know for sure, but in that video, it is the Black House instance with his supposed person. But I don't think they got the thing on clip when he was saying that he's trying to make them his hus.
Do you know if he? You told us that when he showed you his face, he tried showing something else.
Oh,
Do you know if
yeah.
he did that
Yeah.
to anyone else?
Not that I know of. It
Oh.
might have done it. I don't know. It might have done it to his current partner, his past partners. I have no clue.
I mean, from what I've heard, he did
He,
with the.
yeah.
Yeah,
He's not afraid to show a bit of, you know,
color.
just, this is actually awful.
He seems to lie a lot about basically everything.
Yeah, no, he does lie a lot. Wait, do you want his Twitch username? Because I can't give you the username. Because one of my friends who did the trolling video did say himself, well, not my friend, obviously. I keep saying friend because I'm too used to it. But it did say that he did find him on Kick, but it might not have been him because it had no people, no nothing. It was like a random account.
You could send it if you'd like.
Yeah, I'll put it in text box.
Okay. We'll try to look into it.
Yeah, we'll look,
Yeah.
we'll look as, closely as possible.
Has he been abusive or
Oh, yeah.
like
Bruh.
manipulative towards you?
Um, off the top of my head, currently, I think once, but that was like because after we got, I didn't talk to him as much as I was as I normally did, but a couple of times. And when I invited him to say, "Oh, I was bored, just wanted to sort of like mess around, play like some mid the four or something like that," he kept on like trying to say that I was trying to use him just for when I was bored and stuff like that. And then he kept on trying to like walk away and like he just kept on whenever I tried to like play with him and like mess around with him like actual friends do. And I always said, "Oh, I just invited you because I was bored." He's always trying to say that I'm manipulating him and that I'm trying to like force him to do stuff when I genuinely wasn't. I just wanted to play like Murder 4, Blackout, anything like that really. If you want me to, I could check if he's got online right now because I do have my phone here, so I can check his
Yeah.
personal account.
Yeah.
Yeah, try.
One sec.
I've checked once or twice on the VRChat website, see if he's there. But from my understanding, I've gotten practically nothing thus far.
I mean, if it will be alright with you, we could try to get in contact with him and
And
basically
you know,
Yeah.
maybe,
see how
yeah,
he's like firsthand personally.
Yeah,
If he's even changed at all, or if he's still the same.
Oh yeah, no, he's definitely the same. Because I spoke to him a couple of days ago, and he was like trying to make out with paintings, trying to make out with people, and all kinds of that. He was just being like really weird. Definitely online.
Do you know if he's active in any worlds constantly?
I'd probably say Murder Drones World, Has Been World, and like Blackout World. That's mainly where he's in.
and does he wear
Or
like?
sometimes YouTube search and Prismix.
Oh, okay. And
He
what?
wears a Billy Joan avatar, like like the
Oh yeah, Green
emo
Day.
singer.
Green Day. I'm
Yeah,
familiar.
he wears a pixelated version of Billy Joel.
Okay, we'll be sure to be on the lookout then. You
I'm
yeah.
pretty sure he's sorry.
No, go on.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Go on. Go on.
Well, I'm pretty sure he stopped accepting friend requests after he's seen a video about him because he's got like a quite long or confusing username, so like it's very uncommon for people to just accidentally stumble across his account.
Oh, so how many aliases has he gone under? How many would there be by now?
Oh no, he's all he always goes by like 57T or T. But if anyone ever calls him like he would just start like freaking out and like block you instantly for no reason. I might have a clip of that somewhere actually.
Oh,
If I do, I'll send it to you.
so it'd be like
About his name and
it.
all, did he tell you personally about it?
Yeah, he told
Or
me personally about it.
and
Because I
if
was
you've
like,
ever mentioned it,
It's like in
sorry,
an.
you
yeah,
go.
I mentioned it once to him, and he just went, "Don't call me about that name. Don't fucking call me about that name." That's what he was basically saying. And you might have been there actually when it happens. He just really hates that name. Yeah, he's not online.
Not
But
online.
Go figure.
yeah, I just checked in. But I asked him, what? Cause is there any other name I can? Because I asked him on call, so the same call when he tried to show me his. Yeah. He. I asked him, is there any name I can call you like other than 570? Because I was calling him at the time, and he was like, yeah, call me. My real name's call me T instead because if you because I hate the name. Sorry, I'm getting a bit sidetracked. Please just responded then.
All good. All
Oh,
good.
did he?
Yeah. I'm just telling him to get on ASAP. Yeah, he's getting on now. It'll just be a couple of minutes.
Oh,
Will he be joining here?
yeah. Will he
Or
be? Or
If you want him to, I can invite him here.
I don't
as
know.
long as it's comfortable with the both of you.
Yeah.
I personally, I'm not comfortable with him joining after like everything that happened. I just don't want.
No, that's fine.
Well, I mean, getting gone. So I don't know if I clarified that then.
Sure. Look,
Okay.
you're free to leave if you want, in case he joins here. So
Okay.
You're not forced to stay.
yeah, exactly.
You're free to do whatever you'd like.
If there's anything else that like you guys like want to talk about, like explain basically about T, then I'm always open. I just don't want to be here when he's actively here. So
No, that's
Completely understandable.
fair.
yeah.
Completely fair.
So is it like okay if I
Eh,
go, or is he
No,
joining like right now?
I mean, is he joining right now?
He's not online right now. He's
Oh,
just saying that he's just loading up VRC.
oh,
Okay.
okay. But hey, you're free to leave anytime you want anyway, because we're not forcing anyone to stay here. All right, you can come and join if.
Plus, and if he does join, like when asked or not, you can just leave
Yeah.
willingly. We don't want you to be uncomfortable with him.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just go ahead and join or leave whenever he joins, I guess.
You do that.
All this time, though, you both seem to have been really negatively impacted about him and
Yeah.
what he's done.
He's really left
Yeah.
a bad mark on the both of you.
Was there
Yeah.
anything positive about him?
Yeah, maybe one thing.
I guess one positive thing that did happen was one night I woke up because I fell asleep in the world and he was just watching YouTube and stuff. I woke up and he sent me a video. I watched the video and it was my friend telling me that, or my friend telling him that this and that. I was thinking about leaving Mel, but I decided not to. And I was like, oh, and it seemed like he switched the word, like he completely switched the words around, making it seem like they were the bad guy when because he was the one that was saying like, oh, that's weird and stuff. Oh, like age gap. When now hearing about it, like he was quite literally like way older than me, but that same night I kind of like burst out crying. I was like, why would they say that? Like I feel so bad. And he kind of like helped me get through that, like comforted. But that's like the only good thing that happened. After that, it went on the same way.
I mean, hey,
Um,
he tried at least doing something somewhat good for you. At least one,
Yeah.
even if it was just the one.
It's like after we broke up, it just seemed like, because when I used to be with him, I would like talk constantly. It was mostly about I would talk about him, and I'd talk constantly. But like after we broke up, it just seemed like that talking stopped. Like I just went completely mute, and I was like, it seemed like he took, because I love to talk to people. It seemed like he just kind of took that away from me. Like in
So-
some, I don't know how to
Basically-
explain it.
So he
basically
basically,
emotionally drained you.
yeah, isolated you
Mhm.
too from like, I guess most
Yeah.
of the people around you.
He did. I would tell him like, "Do you want to go join a Just Dance?" Because I love dancing, and he was like, "Oh, I don't want to join a Just Dance." And he compared me dancing to funny memes to watch when I was just having fun. But he really isolated me into like different areas. Like he didn't let me. The only two worlds we really constantly went to was the Prismics and the YouTube world. And so it's like I can't go into those two worlds without just like thinking like I've been here so constantly, it doesn't feel right.
So he definitely had that kind of he felt very in control of like
Mm.
just kind of putting you into a little box and just limiting you
Yeah.
to just maybe only like a few things.
Yeah.
He
Like
was
oh,
basically pretty controlling.
yeah. Um there were times where I would tell him like cuz I go between my mom and like I'm on church on weekends. I go to church on Wednesdays and I go to my dad's house some weekends. There are multiple times where he would text me during church and I tell him like I probably won't be done until like late at night, and he had a certain time he had to go to bed. It's like every single time he would call me, he would text me, he'd be like, "When are you coming home? When are you coming home? I want to talk to you and stuff." And I thought he was just clingy and stuff, but
I
we never really did anything.
uh so I guess he had some serious attachment issues.
So he's been pretty mentally and emotionally painful, I'd say. Has he ever made you do anything physical?
Um, um, there were times where he was like, "I want to do this, I want to do that," and it's like it's basically sexual, it's very sexual stuff. And if I told him no, he would be like, "Oh, come on now, I just want to do it." And it's not like he fully did it, but there were times where I told him, "I don't want to do it tonight. I don't want to do it tonight." Because like I said before, I kind of like pressured myself into doing it. I would be like, just do it for him. He's your boyfriend. You gotta love your boyfriend. You're gonna do stuff for your boyfriend that you wouldn't do for anybody else. So I like force myself into doing it. And like the first time it happened, I told him I felt so bad. I felt guilty, and that same night he decided to make sex jokes and stuff, and it just felt wrong. It made me feel so disgusted and stuff, and that like really affected my mental health at the time because of how I told him it made me feel bad, and I told him I wanted to wait a bit until the relationship got more serious, and it seemed like it like went over his head.
So he basically rushed everything as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Didn't he, like, once when I joined Prismic with you guys, on the different accounts, wasn't it? Didn't he keep on, like, trying, like, flex, like, some of the stuff that he'd been trying to get you to do about, like, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I like, completely forgot to ask you, in that prison mode, after I got kicked, what had happened to you? Saying he wanted to talk to you, but didn't he?
So whenever, because like I said at the time, I was kind of just doing it all for him. At the time, I told him, "You're not getting this. You're not getting that because you keep doing this." And I told you before that it disgusts me. Like he was smacking, and I really hate when people smack. Like with food. And I kept telling him, like, stop, stop. And I was saying as a joke, like, oh, you're not getting it then if you do this. And after like you left, he was like, you really hurt my feelings whenever you did that. So I stopped doing that. But anytime I told him that hurt my feelings, it seemed like he just continued. Like with the pig jokes, he would say, oh, look at this, I'm metal. And he would laugh at it. And I was like, I know he's not being serious, but it's still like, you can't make those jokes. That's rude and stuff.
Yeah, he just basically doesn't care anyone, and he doesn't care about anyone else but himself.
So yeah, narcissism should be another thing.
Amari's just got online then, so I think he's going to be joining now.
Okay, that's my cue to go then.
Oh, that's it. Okay.
All right.
Because, like I said, I don't want to.
No.
Respectfully, I don't want to be in the world with him.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah.
If you have to leave, you
Yeah.
have to leave. You know.
Yeah.
We appreciate your time and
Yeah.
honesty.
It's been great having you.
Yeah. It's been nice to actually like just say it, just like give awareness, I guess, about him. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna go ahead and go
completely
then.
understand how you feel.
I'm gonna go. So
Okay.
it's nice talking.
We appreciate your time.
Yeah.
We really do.
If you ever have any
I think and